Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today's video is going to be a full face of Nabla Cosmetics. I am very thankful to be a part of Nabla's PR list. So I have a ton of Nabla goodies here and they really are goodies. A lot of these formulas, products are so good and so perfectly curated, and I'm just really excited and I love working with Nabla. This is not sponsored by Nabla at all. I've been doing a full face of X name on my channel for quite a bit now. I think my first video was a full face of M Cosmetics, like my first ever YouTube video. This is just another part of the series. My last one of these that I did was a full face of Giorgio Armani. If you want to check that out, I'll leave it linked for you guys. If you're new here, hi, my name is Vivian. I'm a robotics engineer with a love for all things beauty and makeup related, and I'd love it if you liked and subscribed if you aren't already. With that being said, let's just hop into it. First things first, I do have a little bit of the Nabla Viper lip mask on my lips right now. This scent specifically is in peach and apricot, and it literally smells like Starburst. Like, it smells so good. I cannot get over it. This is one of my favorite lip mask formulas. It is really hydrating, a little bit thicker than the Laneige lip sleeping mask, but still a really good option. And like I said, this smells so good. So I have a couple of different primers from Nabla here. I have the Angel Aura and the Angel Aura Bronze. So both of these are glowy type of primers. The Angel Aura Original is very sheer. It really just leaves a pretty natural like glow to the skin, and the Angel Aura Bronze does have some of that bronzing pigment in there, so it's going to be a little bit deeper. I am going to go in with this specifically because the Skin Realist, which is the foundation that I have from Nabla, is a little bit too light for me. I have this in the shade Light 2. Why is that not focused? And when did it unfocused? Not sure when that stopped focusing, but I have the Nabla Skin Realist and definitely a little bit too light. So I'm actually gonna mix these. So I'm gonna take a pump of, or I guess a pump and a half of the Angel Aura Bronze, and then one pump of the Skin Realist. So you can see the Skin Realist is definitely too light for me. I'm just going to mix this a little bit on the back of my hand before applying this to my face. I really want to make sure that all of it is mixed together so it blends evenly. Both these products together are kind of thick, but they are really pretty on the skin. I wouldn't say that the Nabla foundation is my favorite foundation of all time. I definitely think there are others that I like more, but they are nice formulas and I would use them. They're just not my absolute favorite, especially if you're looking for something a little bit lighter in coverage. I think this is a good option. It's just a little bit on the thicker side, so I feel like it's a little bit heavy on my skin personally. This is also not a great shade match for me. Even the undertones is a little bit off. I feel like the shade that I have is too cool toned, but it's just kind of what I have in my collection, so we're gonna try and make it work. It honestly looks kind of pink on me. Like, it's definitely not matching the neck. Just gonna pick up whatever's left on my hand and just continue patting this in. Now, I don't have a concealer from Nabla, so I'm just gonna go in with my Natasha Denona concealer in the shade Y7. Again, the tones are a little bit off. Like, I feel like even just in the rear view or the viewfinder, I feel like it just looks a little odd, but we're gonna do the best we can with what we got. Next up, we have powder, and the powder I'm gonna go in with is the Nabla Close Up Translucent Pressed Powder. This is a really good pressed powder. It looks kind of intimidating in the pan because it's so white, but it does do a really good job of setting without leaving like a flashback. The only downside of Nabla's pressed powders is that it does get hard pan pretty easily. So if that is something that you're concerned about, it is kind of annoying, but you can easily remove hard pan with some tape. So I'm just gonna set my whole face with this. The compact does come with a powder puff, which I think is very convenient for like if you're actually on the go. Okay, got a good even layer there. For bronzer, I have been raving about this bronzer forever. It is so good. It is the Nabla Skin Bronzing in the shade Soft Revenge specifically. This is a pressed formula, but it leaves a beautiful, effortless bronze. But since this shade Soft Revenge is a little bit more neutral leaning, this actually works as a great like bronzer contour type of moment. So I'm just gonna take my brush, dip it in there, and then just start applying this to my forehead, my cheekbones. I did hit pan on this when it was in my project pan, but honestly, this formula is really, really good. I'm a really big fan of the formula, and I think eventually I would have hit pan on it anyway. Like, I think it's just such a stunning, soft, like powder contour. Put some on my jawline just because my neck and my face don't match right now, and just bring it down my neck as well. Like, it's just so pretty, and it blends really, really, really easily. Next up, I have the powder blushes. These are also called the close-up blurring powder blushes. I have the shades Lucky Rose and Endorphin. So Lucky Rose is this lighter pink shade, and then Endorphin is kind of this brighter red. I think today I'm gonna go in with Lucky Rose. This is usually my more reached towards. So just take a powder blush brush and start tapping. It goes on really sheer, but it builds really, really beautifully. If you are a heavy blush galley like me, this might take a little bit longer to build up than what I would typically like, but the formula is really pretty. I do think it's nice and blurring. Now, for eyes, I have so many Nabla options. I'm very, very lucky with all of these. The first is the Nabla Side by Side palette. This is a palette that I actually bought for myself before I was on Nabla's PR list, and it is this really, really stunning, just neutrals palettes. Their kind of duochrome shades in here are stunning. So this shade Body and Soul and the shade Better Society. Let me just swatch these. I'm not sure how well these will show up, but they're literally stunning. They leave the most pretty, just like glittery finish. And these Nabla palettes were one of my first like palette loves. I think this palette is stunning. It's still one of my favorites. I just don't use it very often because one of the shades in here did fall out when I traveled with it. I think it's the shade Better Society. So I just have to be really careful about like tipping it over because that shade just comes out. It's okay. The palette is still stunning. It's a great formula. I also have a ton of their little quads here. There are so many options. This one is a little bit more cool toned with this really pretty duochrome shimmer here. This one is just full of duochromes, and these are also stunning, like stunning. This palette is one matte brown and then a bunch of other duochromies here. Like this one is a pink or like a purple green shift. This purple one is like a purple lighter pink shift. This is like a yellow pink shift. They're stunning in real life. And then this last palette is my more neutrally palette. It has some transition shades, a liner shade, a black liner shade if I want it, and then also another duochrome shade. So I think today I'm gonna start with the Nabla Side by Side palette just because I haven't used it in a while, and I do honestly like miss it. This is a really good palette. So I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush here and go in with the shade Beauty Mark. I think I want to leave this like pretty neutral leaning because I think the lip I'm going to go in with is a little bit impactful. So I'm just going to go in with the shade Burnt Sienna down here and just put this along my lash line just to deepen it. And I think just to warm it up a little bit. And then for funsies, I'm going to take the shade Magic Moment in this top corner here and just pat this onto the lid. So Nabla does have a bunch of lip liners. I don't have any. They did send me one once, but it wasn't my favorite shade, so I did declutter it. However, their Cupid's Arrows, probably my most favorite formula from Nabla. I have so many here. I'm going to swatch all of them for you. These also act as lip liners. So I just really quickly wanted to swatch all of these for you because they are really that good of a formula. I would say my most used is this deepest brown here, but they're all so pretty. I love the shines that's just all over the lid shades. The solids make great eyeliners, but also great eyeshadow bases too. They're just really like a perfect formula. I know that's not the best way to show you that, but I love them. I'm gonna go in with this Nabla Cupid Shadow Shine, or Arrow Shine, in the shade Amira. And I'm just gonna draw this directly on my lid and then just use my finger to blend it out a little bit, just smudge it out. I'm just trying to bring in a little bit more pink because I think the rosier shades are really pretty right now, especially in the fall time. Usually when I use these Arrow Shines, I'll just use the shines without any powder eyeshadow underneath it. But because I kind of just want to showcase how versatile they are and just kind of play around with all the formulas, I could probably do a little bit of a better job blending around the edges, but it's kind of hard with just your hand. So I'm just going to take the same brush that I use for the transition shade and just blend this out a little bit more. I'm also going to wipe off my lip balm, and I'm going to use this Arrow Shine in the shade Maroon to line my lips. But you see how they're really creamy to go on, but they are stiff enough that it'll actually last as a lip line. I'm just going to take my finger and smudge out the line just a little bit. But that's a beautiful, beautiful base, especially for the lip product that we're going in with. This is the Nabla Sheer Beyond Jelly Sheer Lipstick in the shade Libido. It's this stunning, like, darker red. Not red, like a berry tone, which is my favorite, you guys know. And this matches that lip liner perfectly. And even though it's dark, because it's sheer, it's not too like in your face. I also have the Nabla Lip Candy Oil in the shade Black Cherry, which I'm not gonna put on right now just because I have like a lot going on right now, but this is also a stunning formula. It's just a really pretty sheer lip oil. The Black Cherry scent is honestly so stunning. It smells so good. It smells like actual cherry, not like fake cherry. Like, it just smells really, really good. I'm a big fan, and the formula is stunning. It's super glossy. I think I had a reel on this shade specifically, so if you want to go see it, check that out. I am gonna go in with a little bit of the Arrow Shine in the shade Bronzy. This is such a pretty eyeliner if you are in the mood for like something to deepen up your lash line but still want it to be kind of shimmery. There's also a matte black that I think is also pretty, but something about the bronzy tones just like, I don't know, makes me super excited. I'm just gonna deepen up the lash line with the bronzy shade. Okay, I don't have any mascara or brow products from Nabla, mostly because my mascara preferences are super picky and I didn't love them. I did have them at one point, but even the waterproof version like dropped my lashes a lot, and I don't have any brow products. I'm not entirely sure if they sell brow products, so I'm just going to finish up my makeup by doing that, and I will be right back. Here is the final makeup look. I love so many of these Nabla products. Like, my skin looks really smooth, even if it doesn't necessarily match my neck. I do think their shade range could use some olive undertones. Besides that though, I think the formula is great. My base isn't too glowy with the addition of the Angel Aura Bronze. This is very reminiscent of my Say Glowy Super Gel. It is slightly thicker than the Say Glowy Super Gel, but it does leave that same kind of bronzy finish that's still not like too pigmented that you feel like you're doing something you should not be doing. I wanted it to swatch some of these duochrome shades with you guys just because these are literally so stunning. This shade here actually looks more like a pressed glitter, but we're just gonna swatch all of them. But Nabla's pressed glitters are also really pretty. I did used to have their Miami Lights palette that I thought was stunning. I just haven't used it in a while, so it did end up getting decluttered. But if you like a chunky glitter, the Nabla palettes are still really, really gorgeous. These are all of the swatches. They are just so reflective and pretty. If you want something with like a little bit more oomph, I think these shades are literally stunning. Like, I'm obsessed with how these look. And that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of these Nabla products put to work. Let's do a little bit of a close-up just so you can see how the skin is looking IRL. I feel like the blush and the powder do blur out my skin a lot, like especially in my cheek area. Like I think it just looks so good. And that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Some of my favorite Nabla products, like out of everything, the bronzer is one of my most favorite products. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's really just that perfect like powder bronzer formula. It blends out super easily, and it's not too pigmented, so you can't really go overboard with it. It's just really pretty. This with a big fluffy brush, chef's kiss. Their eyeshadow formulas are also really good. This palette specifically has been a go-to for me for when I'm traveling. If I'm going to like an event that I'm traveling for, like a wedding per chance, like this has all of the neutrals that I need and the little pop of color if I want something a little bit more exciting. These are also all interchangeable, so like you can pop the pans out and rearrange them to have whatever palette you want. These are what makes sense to me in my head. I really want to get more use out of this Goth Edit palette that they sent me. Just a little bit more cool tone. The duochrome is also more cool tony, more of a silver than anything, so definitely want to try to get some more use out of this. They are also magnetic, so they magnetize to each other. So if you want like a duo palette, that also works out really well. And obviously all of the Cupid's arrows, they are so good. They blend out so nicely, but they have a really long lasting power once they're set down. The shines are stunning. Some of these more shimmery shades I use just all over the lids. Some of the shimmery like darker shades I love using as eyeliner for like a fun pop. I also love just all of the mattes. Like they all just blend out amazing. I feel like this green is calling to me. I really want to do something with it. Maybe like a fall inspired look with this green. I'm super excited. I love Nabla. I have so many good products from Nabla. They just make a lot of good products in general. I'm just having a blast playing around with some of this makeup. Like this really feels like artistry in makeup. So I just love it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.